The penthouse was silent except for Adora's breathing. Fast, shallow, terrified. Dio pulled out a lighter, flicked it. The flame danced between them. Adora's whole body went rigid. Memory crashed over her. Nigeria, the screaming, the smell of her own skin burning. There it is. Dio's eyes lit up like a child opening presents. That beautiful terror. God, I miss that look. He tilted his head, studying her like art. You know, I've been thinking, your face is still too pretty. All these men looking at you, wanting you. That Korean boy touching what's mine. The flame moved closer. Maybe I should fix that a little. So that only I could ever love you. Wouldn't that be romantic? Adora screamed in terror as the heat from the flame neared her skin. Will Jiho get there in time? Or will Dio destroy everything she's become mentally and physically? Like this video if your heart is racing right now. Comment what you think Jiho will do when he finds out. And subscribe, because the revenge that's coming will be brutal. 36 hours. 36 hours since Jiho had been thrown into his father's old room. 36 hours of pacing like a caged animal, of his mother's visits, each one more poisonous than the last. She'd slide folders under the door, business reports, photos. Evidence, she said. She left you, Jiho, took the money and went back to Nigeria, just like I said she would. The empire is crumbling without you, your grandfather's legacy, your father's sacrifice. All for what? A girl who didn't even fight for you? Sign the papers, come back to your senses. This foolishness ends now. But Jiho didn't believe her, couldn't believe her, because he knew Adora, knew her heart, knew she wouldn't leave, not like this. Still, locked in this room with nothing but his thoughts, doubt crept in like poison. She'd left him once before, disappeared without a word. What if— No. He shook his head violently. No. His mother was lying. She had to be. The door lock clicked that evening. Jiho's head snapped up, his body tensed, ready to fight, ready to— But Jin Seok slipped through the door, quickly, quietly, blood on his knuckles, a gun in his hand. Jiho stared. What? There's no time. Jin Seok crossed the room, pulled out a knife, cut the zip ties that had been replaced every day. We need to move, now. Jiho's wrists came free. He grabbed Jin Seok's shoulders. Adora, where is she? Is she alive, but trapped? Your mother has her at the penthouse with— Jin Seok's jaw clenched. With some people, we need to go, now. Why should I trust you? Jiho snapped. The words came out harsh, raw. You shot her. You ran. Why are you here? Jin Seok met his eyes. Because I owe her. Because I owe you. Because I've spent the past weeks hating myself for what I did. And if I don't help fix this, I might as well eat a bullet. His voice cracked. I'm not asking for forgiveness, Jiho. I'm asking for a chance to make this right. Please. Silence. Heavy. Tense. Come on. Do you really think you have the luxury of another option right now? Jin Seok smirked. Then Jiho nodded. Once. Let's go. They moved fast, down the hallway, past unconscious guards, Jin Seok's work, through the service entrance, into a car waiting in the shadows. How many men does she have at the penthouse? Jiho asked as they sped through Seoul's streets. 50. The same ones who were supposed to protect her. Your mother bought them all. Jiho's hands clenched into fists. And who's with her? Jin Seok's jaw tightened. A woman named Minji, the one who has been claiming to be your fiancé. She brought a baby, says it's yours. Jiho's veins surged with anger. That woman— I know, we'll deal with it, but there's someone else. Jin Seok's voice dropped. Her ex, Dio, from Nigeria, the one who burned her. Jiho's voice was death. My mother has really gone too far this time. Is he touching her? Is he hurting her? I don't know, but we need to assume— Drive faster, Jiho yelled. The penthouse was exactly as Jiho remembered. Sleek, modern, his sanctuary, now corrupted into a prison. Jin Seok had brought 20 men. Loyal ones, the few who hadn't been bought. We go in quiet, Jiho said. His voice was calm. Too calm. The kind of calm that came before explosions. Take out the guards. No killing unless necessary. I want them alive to answer for their betrayal. And the woman? Minji? Jin Seok asked. Leave her to me. After I handle Dio. Jiho checked his gun, because if he's touched her, if he's hurt her, there won't be enough of him left to bury. They moved like ghosts, up the service elevator, through the maintenance corridors Jiho had installed for exactly this kind of situation. The penthouse guards never saw them coming. Professional, efficient, silent takedowns, zip ties, gags, locked in closets and bathrooms, 50 guards neutralized in under 10 minutes. Upstairs, the penthouse was silent except for Adora's breathing. Fast, shallow, terrified. Dio circled her like a predator. His fingers trailed down her cheek. She flinched. He smiled. "Ah, there's that little jump I remember." His voice dripped with mock affection. 2 years, baby. 2 long years since I've seen this beautiful face. His thumb traced her jawline. "Tell me you missed me. Lie if you have to, I won't mind." Adora's jaw clenched. "Get your hands off me." "Ooh, still got that mouth on you." He laughed, delighted. "I always loved that fire. So passionate. Remember when you used to scream? Good times." "I'm glad I escaped." "Escaped?" He threw his head back, cackling. "Oh, honey, that's adorable. You make it sound so dramatic." His hand moved to her throat, not squeezing, just resting there. A promise. "I prefer to think of it as an extended vacation. And now? Welcome home. I'm not. You know what kept me up every night?" He leaned in, breath hot against her ear. "Wondering if you were out there, playing house with someone else, pretending to be normal." He tisked. "And look at you now. Shacking up with some rich Korean pretty boy. Very creative, Adora. I'm almost impressed." "I don't belong to you," Adora started. "Oh, sweetheart, are we still doing this?" His grin turned razor sharp. "We both know that's not true. And your billionaire boyfriend?" He snorted. "Locked up by his mother like the helpless little puppy he is. Can't save himself, definitely can't save you. So it's just us. Quality time. Quite romantic, don't you think?" He pulled out a lighter, flicked it. The flame danced between them. Adora's whole body went rigid, memory crashed over her. Nigeria, the screaming, the smell of her own skin burning. There it is. His eyes lit up like a child opening presents. That beautiful terror. God, I missed that look. He tilted his head, studying her like art. "You know, I've been thinking, your face is still too pretty. All these men looking at you, wanting you, that Korean boy touching what's mine." The flame moved closer. "Maybe I should fix that a little, so that only I could ever love you. Wouldn't that be romantic?" Adora screamed in terror as the heat from the flame neared her skin. The door exploded inward. Jiho stood there, Jin Seok behind him, 20 men flooding in. The look on Jiho's face was death itself. His blood turned to ice when he saw the flame. Then fire. He saw Adora was on her knees, Dio standing over her, his hand twisted in her hair, yanking her head back. His other hand held a lighter. The flame danced inches from her face. "Let her go." Jiho's voice cut through the room like a blade. Dio turned, smiled. "Ah, the boyfriend. Finally. I was wondering when you'd show up to watch." He didn't get to finish. Jiho moved, fast, brutal, closed the distance in 3 strides. His fist connected with Dio's jaw. Bone crunched. Dio stumbled, dropped the lighter, released Adora. She scrambled away. Jin Seok caught her, pulled her to safety. Dio tried to stand. Jiho's boot connected with his ribs, sent him sprawling. He kicked him again and blood shot from his mouth. Then again, and again, and again, until he could no longer lift a finger. "You burned her." Jiho's voice was eerily calm as he picked up the lighter, flicked it on. The flame danced. "You marked her, scarred her, made her afraid of fire." He threw the lighter aside like it was useless, too simple for him. "Them," he signaled to his men. Dio's eyes widened in dismay. "It was just," Dio gasped, blood on his lips, "just teaching her right?" Jiho crouched down. His men appeared with a steaming hot pressing iron, grabbed Dio's arms, held him down, spread his hands flat against the marble floor. "Now, let me teach you something." He pressed the hot iron against Dio's palm, held it there. Dio's scream was inhuman. He thrashed wildly against the men pinning him. "This is for every time you touched her." Jiho's voice never rose, never wavered. He moved the iron higher. Burned again. Dio thrashed, screamed, begged. Jiho didn't stop. He kept climbing until he reached his neck. "This is for every scar you gave her." Another burn. Dio's hand was turning black, blistering, ruined. "This is for every nightmare she had because of you." The other hand now. Methodical, precise, brutal. Adora turned her face. She should feel sick, should feel horror, should stop him. But she didn't. She heard every scream but couldn't watch. Yet she felt nothing but validation, justice, someone finally making him pay. When Jiho finally stood, Dio was sobbing, broken. His hands and chest were charred ruins. Worse, so much worse, than what he'd done to Adora all those years ago. "You're going back to Nigeria," Jiho said quietly, calmly, like he was discussing the weather. "With these scars. So every time you look at your hands, you remember the woman you tried to break." He leaned close, whispered. "And you'll remember that she's stronger than you ever were, that she survived, thrived, while you're nothing but a coward who hurt someone weaker just because you felt you could." He straightened, gestured to his men. "Make sure every criminal organization in Lagos knows what he did, and what happens to men who hurt women. He'll never work again, never be safe again. Every day for the rest of his miserable life, he'll look over his shoulder and remember this moment." They dragged Dio away. His screams echoed down the hallway, then faded, then disappeared. Silence. Jiho turned, crossed the room in 3 strides, fell to his knees in front of Adora. His hands, still warm from violence, cupped her face so gently it made her heart crack. "Did he hurt you?" His voice shook. "Baby, did he?" "Not as much as you just hurt him." She smiled through tears. "Not even close." He pulled her into his arms, held her so tight she could barely breathe. "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I should have been here. Should have protected you. You came." She buried her face in his neck, breathed him in, alive, real, here. "You came for me. That's all that matters." A throat cleared. They looked up. Minji stood in the doorway, the baby in her arms. Her face was pale, terrified. She'd just watched what Jiho did to Dio, knew exactly what he was capable of doing to her now. Her voice shook. "I need to tell you something." Jiho stood, slowly. His arm stayed around Adora's waist, protective, possessive. "Start talking." "The baby." Minji's eyes filled with tears. "He's not really yours. I mean, he is mine, but the DNA test that said he's yours? It was faked. Your mother paid me, paid the lab, paid everyone." Adora's breath caught. "We were engaged," Minji continued, voice breaking. "Years ago, before you met Adora, your mother wanted us married. I wanted the money and status, but you broke it off, said you didn't love me, that you couldn't marry someone you didn't love." Jiho's jaw clenched. "So instead you decided to orchestrate a fake one-night stand. It was your mother. It was all her. You were drunk at a business dinner. She had me slip something in your drink, not enough to hurt you, just enough to make you black out. We put you in a hotel room. I got in bed next to you, took photos. When you woke up, I told you we'd—" She couldn't meet his eyes. Her voice shook. "You didn't believe me, said you'd never do that, but the photos were doctored." Jiho's voice was ice. "All of them, I know. Yes, your mother has people who are very good at Photoshop. The hospital photos, the ring photos, they were all fake." Minji shifted the baby in her arms. "When I told you I was pregnant, you demanded a DNA test. We gave you one. It came back positive, because she had paid the lab. But it was really a lie." Adora's voice was quiet, steady. "The baby isn't his. No, he's my ex-boyfriend's, a man your mother also paid to disappear." Minji looked at Jiho. Really looked at him. "I'm sorry. I know that doesn't mean anything. I know what I did was—" Her voice cracked. "Unforgivable. But I was desperate, and your mother is very persuasive, and I thought you'd never find out, that you'd just accept it and marry me and I'd give up Adora." Jiho's voice was flat. "That was the plan. Make me think I had a son. Make me choose responsibility over love." Yes. Tears streamed down Minji's face as she fell to her knees. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'll confess everything. To the press. To whoever you want. I'll disappear. Take my son and disappear, and you'll never hear from me again. I swear. Just, please don't hurt us. Jiho stared at her for a long moment, then he looked at Adora. What do you think? Adora studied Minji, saw genuine remorse, genuine fear, a young woman who'd made terrible choices and was drowning in the consequences. I think she should disappear, Adora said quietly. Take her son somewhere safe, somewhere your mother can't find her. Live a quiet life, and never come back. Minji's eyes widened. You're letting me go? I'm giving you a chance, Adora corrected. One chance. If you ever come near us again, if you ever try to hurt us or manipulate us or work with his mother. Her voice hardened. You saw what he did to Dio. Imagine what he'd do to someone who betrayed him twice. Minji nodded frantically. I understand. Thank you so much. I'll go. Right now. I'll get out. Jiho's voice was final. And pray to whatever god you serve that we never cross paths again. She ran, clutching her baby. Out the door. Gone. Adora sagged against Jiho. Is it over? Please tell me it's over. Not yet. His jaw was set, determined. There's one more person I need to deal with. His mother's office looked the same. Cold, elegant, expensive. But this time Jiho wasn't here as her son. He was here as her reckoning. She looked up when he entered, smiled. Finally, you've come to your senses. No. He crossed the room, dropped a folder on her desk. I've come to end this. She opened the folder. Her face went white. Inside were documents, bank statements, wire transfers, emails, years of embezzlement, fraud, theft from the syndicate's partners. How did you— I've been watching you for months. Had people auditing your accounts, tracking your money? Jiho's voice was calm, deadly. Did you really think I didn't notice? That I was too distracted by Adora to see what you were doing? What was going on with my business? This is— His mother stood, frantically tearing the papers to pieces. Furious. Terrified. This is nothing. I'll deny it all. Too late. He pulled out his phone, showed her the screen. I've already sent copies to every partner, every family, every business associate. They're reading it right now, and I won't say they're very happy. Her phone started ringing, then buzzing, message after message, call after call. She stared at it, horror dawning. You stole from them, Jiho said softly. Millions and millions of dollars. And you covered it up by blaming lower-level employees, having them killed, silenced, all while you lived in luxury. I built this empire? No. His voice cut like a blade. My grandfather built it. My father maintained it. I grew it. You just say back in your glamorous office and bled it dry. He leaned forward. And now they want their money back. Every cent. With interest. I don't have— She sat down, hard. Reality crashing over her. The money's gone. I spent it. Invested it in the property's accounts. Under my name. Jiho smiled, but there was no warmth in it. Because father left everything to me. Not you. Every property, every account, every asset. You've been living off my generosity, and now? He straightened. I'm cutting you off. You can't— I already did. This morning. Every account. Frozen. Every property. Seized. Every luxury you've enjoyed for the past 17 years? He gestured around the office. Gone. The partners are taking it as payment for what you stole, and what's left over, they're donating to charity, in father's name. His mother's face crumpled as she crumbled to her chair, powerless. You're leaving me with nothing. I'm leaving you with your life, which is far more than you deserve. He turned toward the door, paused. But if you ever come after Adora again, if you threaten her, hurt her, even look at her wrong. His voice dropped to a whisper. I'll take that too, and you'll wish you'd died in this office. He walked out, didn't look back. The door closed with a soft click. Behind him, his mother sat in her empty office, surrounded by luxury that no longer belonged to her, alone, powerless, broken. For the first time in 32 years, Lee Ji-ho felt free. 6 months later, the transformation had been slow, painful, but beautiful. Ji-ho and Jin-seok had spent months restructuring the syndicate, cutting ties with illegal operations, investing in legitimate businesses, hotels, real estate, technology, large projects. The partners who'd stayed were skeptical at first, but the profits spoke for themselves. Legitimate business, it turned out, was just as lucrative as crime with the right techniques and massive capital. Maybe more so. And Adora had been instrumental. Her marketing strategies she'd learnt from managing her auntie's businesses in Nigeria were brilliant, innovative. She understood the common people in a way Ji-ho never had, knew how to sell not just products but stories, dreams, hope. Within 3 months, their hotel chain had expanded to 5 cities. Within 6 months, they were being courted by international investors. Jin-seok had a real title now, real shares, real partnership, a fair split, his name on every contract, every decision made together. The friendship was rebuilding, slowly. There were still hard conversations, still moments of tension, but they were trying, both of them. And Ikenna was thriving. Physical therapy, speech therapy, cognitive rehabilitation. He'd regained almost all of his motor functions with all the professional help money could buy, could walk, talk, laugh. He'd even started classes at school. He wanted to be a businessman like Ji-ho when he grew up. Someone needs to keep you two from running the company into the ground, he'd joked. Everything was good, better than good, perfect. Which was why Ji-ho was nervous as hell. "You're pacing again," Jin-seok said. They stood in a private garden, rented for the evening, fairy lights strung through trees, candles lining pathways, flowers everywhere, roses, peonies, Adora's favorites. "I'm not pacing, I'm preparing." "You're pacing." Jin-seok adjusted his tie. "And you need to relax. She's going to say yes. You don't know that. I do know that. I've seen how she looks at you, like you hung the moon." Jin-seok smiled. "She loves you. This is just making it official." Ji-ho's hand went to his pocket. The ring box felt like it weighed 1,000 pounds. "What if she's not ready? What if—" "Then you wait, and ask again later. But she's ready." Jin-seok clapped his shoulder. "Trust me, and trust her. She chose you, every day for 6 months. She's not going anywhere." Music started playing. Soft, romantic, a string quartet Ji-ho had flown in from Vienna. "That's your cue," Jin-seok whispered. "Go get your girl." Ji-ho walked to the center of the garden. Fairy lights twinkled above him, candles flickered around him. His heart hammered so hard he thought it might break through his ribs. Then Adora appeared, and his heart stopped altogether. She wore a simple dress. Emerald green, the color of the first dress he'd given her. Her hair was down, natural, beautiful. She smiled when she saw him. That smile. God, that smile. "What's all this?" She looked around, taking in the lights, the flowers, the music. "Ji-ho, this is beautiful. Not even nearly as beautiful as you." He took her hand, led her to the center of the garden. "I need to tell you something." "Okay." She looked nervous now. "Is everything all right?" "Everything is perfect. That's the problem." He took a breath. 6 months ago, my life was falling apart. I was imprisoned by my own mother, betrayed by my men, losing everything I'd built. And all I could think about was you. Getting to you, saving you, making sure you were safe. Her eyes filled with tears. "And when I finally found you, when I saw what Dio was doing, I wanted to kill him, burn the whole world down. But then you looked at me, and you smiled, and I remembered why I was fighting. Not for revenge, not for power, for you, for us, for this." He gestured around. "A life, a real life, not built on crime or fear or violence, but on love." "Ji-ho," her voice broke. "You changed me, Adora. You walked into my world, stumbled in, really, with champagne and attitude, and you turned everything upside down. Made me feel things I thought I'd never feel, want things I thought I'd never want. You made me believe that love wasn't weakness, that it was the strongest thing I could ever build." He dropped to one knee, pulled out the ring box, opened it. The diamond caught the light, scattered it into 1,000 tiny rainbows. Adora gasped. Her hands flew to her mouth. "I'm not perfect," Jiho said. His voice shook. "I've done terrible things, hurt people, made choices I'll regret for the rest of my life. But with you, I want to be better. I want to build something beautiful, something worthy of the woman who saved my life by taking a bullet for me, who fought her way out of darkness and chose to love me anyway." Tears streamed down her face. "Adora Okoye, will you marry me? Will you build this empire with me? Not one of crime or fear, but one of love and hope and everything good in this world. Will you be my partner, my equal, my wife?" Silence, heavy, perfect. Then Adora laughed, cried, nodded so hard she almost fell over. "Yes, yes, you idiot. Of course yes," she screamed. Jiho slipped the ring on her finger, stood, pulled her into his arms, kissed her like his life depended on it. Around them, people cheered. Ikena, Jin Seok, their small circle of friends and employees, all of them clapping, whistling, celebrating. But Jiho barely heard them. All he heard was Adora's whisper against his lips. "I love you. I love you so much. You're everything. You're my whole world," she said. "You're mine," he whispered back. "You're my salvation, my redemption, my everything." They kissed under the fairy lights, under the moon, under the stars, and for the first time in his life, Lee Jiho felt complete. The wedding was small, intimate, just family and close friends. Ikena walked Adora down the aisle. Jin Seok stood as Jiho's best man. They said their vows in a garden overlooking the Han River, promised to love each other, protect each other, build a life together that honored where they'd been and celebrated where they were going. When Jiho kissed his bride, the applause was deafening. "You did it," Adora whispered against his lips. "You chose love over everything." "I chose you," he corrected. "Best decision I ever made." They danced until midnight, laughed until their sides hurt, made toasts that were too long and too sappy and absolutely perfect. And when the night finally ended, when the guests went home and the lights dimmed and it was just the two of them, Jiho and Adora stood on the balcony of their hotel suite. Seoul stretched out below them, glittering, beautiful, no longer a city of ghosts and crime, but a city of possibility. "Do you regret it?" Adora asked softly. "Giving up the empire, the power, everything you built?" Jiho pulled her closer, kissed the top of her head. "I didn't give up everything. I built something better, with you, and that's worth more than all the power in the world." She smiled, rested her head against his chest, listened to his heartbeat, strong, steady, alive. "I love you," she whispered. "I love you too. Always, forever, until my last breath." They stood there for a long time, wrapped in each other, watching the city sleep. And somewhere in the distance, a new day was beginning. This is Afro-Korean romance stories, where love doesn't make you weak. It completes you, transforms you. Thank you for walking through Jiho and Adora's story with us, for staying through the darkness, the fire, and the fight, for understanding that real love isn't always pretty, it's survival. It's choosing someone when the world says run. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and join this family, because we don't do safe love stories. We don't do easy, happily ever afters. We do real love, messy, complicated, dangerous, beautiful, and worth every fight. Drop a like if this story wrecked you in the best way. Comment and tell me your favorite moment. Was it Jiho burning Dio, or was it him putting his mother in her place? Adora accepting the proposal? Jin Seok's redemption? Let us know. Until next time, stay blessed, and trust me, what's coming next? It will make this one look tame. This is Afro-Korean romance stories. Thank you for letting us tell you this story. We'll see you in the next thrilling one.